The champagne bottle shatters against polished marble, not thrown in celebration, but hurled in rage. You think you can just walk back into his life? Seo Yoon's voice echoes through the penthouse, shrill with fury. After what you did. I don't answer. My hands shake as I grip Minho's shoulders, pulling my 4-year-old son behind me. He's clutching his stuffed tiger, confused tears streaming down his round cheeks. Mommy. His voice is so small. I should never have come here. 8 hours earlier, the fluorescent lights of H-Mart buzz overhead as I compare prices on rice bags. 20 pounds for $30 or 40 pounds for $50. My mental calculator runs constantly these days. Rent, utilities, Minho's preschool, the medical bills still trickling in from his birth. Mommy, can we get the cookies? Minho points at a display of chocolate-covered Pepero sticks, his dark eyes hopeful. Maybe next time, baby. I ruffle his black hair, guilt twisting in my stomach. Next time. Always next time. That's when Minho goes rigid beside me. I follow his gaze across the produce section. A man stands near the imported fruit display, tall, commanding, perfectly tailored black suit completely out of place among the Saturday grocery shoppers. Korean, late 30s, with sharp cheekbones and eyes like winter itself. 3 men in dark suits flank him at a respectful distance. My heart stops. No, not here. Not now. Mommy, Minho whispers, his small hand tightening around mine. Is that man my daddy? The words carry across the vegetable bins in the sudden quiet of the store. The man freezes, a blood orange suspended in his hand. His head turns slowly, so slowly, until his gaze locks with mine. Kang Ji-woo, Seoul's most dangerous man. The one-night mistake that gave me the greatest gift of my life. The man who doesn't know he has a son. His eyes drop to Minho. For seconds. That's how long he stares at the little boy with his exact nose, his same sharp chin, his identical way of tilting his head when curious. The blood orange falls from his hand and splits open on the floor, red juice spreading like a wound. Naomi. My name sounds like gravel in his throat. I grab Minho and run. 5 years earlier, Seoul welcomed me with rain and possibility. I came for a culinary arts program at Le Cordon Bleu, 6 months to study Korean fusion cuisine, then back to Atlanta to open my own restaurant. That was the plan. Small, achievable dreams for a 24-year-old who'd worked 3 jobs to save enough for the program. The hotel bar where I met him was pure chance. I'd stopped in to escape a thunderstorm, ordered a single glass of wine I couldn't really afford. He sat 3 stools away, reading a Korean newspaper, ignoring the nervous bartender's attempts at conversation. You're bleeding, I said, noticing the split knuckles on his right hand. He looked up, really looked at me, not through me, not past me, but at me with an intensity that made breathing difficult. It's not my blood, he said in perfect English. I should have left. Instead, I said, that's either very badass or very concerning. The corner of his mouth lifted. Not quite a smile, but close. Both. We talked until 3 in the morning. He never told me his full name, just Ji-woo. Never mentioned what he did. But the way the bartender moved around him like he was live electricity told me enough. I didn't care. For one night, I wanted to not be responsible, practical Naomi Clarke, who always made the safe choice. He kissed me against the elevator wall, touched me like I was precious and dangerous all at once. Made love to me with a desperate tenderness that suggested he was just as lonely as I was. I left before sunrise while he slept, scribbling my number on hotel stationery. He never called. 2 months later, the pregnancy test showed 2 pink lines. By then, I'd seen his face on the news, connected to a business dispute that left 2 men hospitalized. Kang Ji-woo, heir to the Kang crime family. The kind of man whose world I couldn't let my child anywhere near. I went home to Atlanta. Now we make it to my 10-year-old Honda before Ji-woo's men materialize around the parking lot. Not threatening, just present. Locking exits. Miss Clarke. The voice comes from directly behind me. Mr. Kang requests a conversation. Minho whimpers against my leg. Tell Mr. Kang I have nothing to say to him. Please, Miss Clarke. He's asked very politely. The emphasis on politely carries weight. I understand the implication. This is him being polite. The alternative won't be. Ji-woo stands beside a black Genesis SUV, hands in his pockets, posture casual. But nothing about him is casual. He vibrates with barely contained tension. 5 minutes, he says when I approach. Then you can leave if you want. I want to leave now. Is he mine? The question cracks like a whip. Minho is still clutching my hand, half hidden behind my legs, watching this stranger with huge, frightened eyes. Every maternal instinct screams at me to lie, to protect my son from this dangerous man's world. But Minho is watching, and I've never lied to my son. Yes, I whisper. Ji-woo's eyes close. When they open again, something fundamental has shifted in them. What's his name? Minho. Minho. He repeats, like he's tasting the word. Testing it. His gaze drops to my son. Hello, Minho. Minho edges further behind me. Ji-woo's expression fractures, just for a second, before the mask slams back into place. But I saw it. Pain. Longing. Loss. We need to talk, he says. Somewhere private. No. Naomi, you don't get to do this. You don't get to just appear and make demands. I didn't know. His voice drops, urgent. You think I would have stayed away if I'd known I had a son? I think your world isn't safe for children. And yours is? His eyes rake over my discount store clothes, my battered car. Not cruel, just observant. When did you move back to Seoul? 3 months ago. I hate that I'm answering. Atlanta didn't work out. The restaurant. He remembered. Of course he remembered. Failed, I admit. I came back because the culinary scene here is better. I have a job at a hotel restaurant, barely paying enough to cover rent in our shoebox apartment and see a demon go. Let me help. No. Naomi, we're leaving. I scoop Minho into my arms. Stay away from us. I make it 2 steps before Ji-woo speaks again, his voice carrying across the parking lot. I have a son. The wonder in those 4 words stops me. I have a son, he repeats. And this man, this dangerous, untouchable man, sounds utterly undone. The hotel kitchen smells like garlic, stress, and desperation. Order up. Table 12, 2 samgyeopsal, 1 bibimbap. Chef Kim's voice cuts through the clatter of pans and Korean cursing. I plate the orders with mechanical precision, my hands steady even though my mind is chaos. 3 days since the grocery store. 3 days of jumping at shadows, checking over my shoulder, holding Minho closer than necessary. Ji-woo hasn't contacted me. His men haven't appeared. It's somehow worse than if they had. Naomi SSI, special delivery. The youngest line cook jerks his thumb toward the back entrance where deliveries arrive. My stomach drops. I didn't order anything. Well, it's got your name on it. The boxes are stacked neatly by the service door, 6 of them, expensive department store logos on the sides. A cream envelope rests on top, my name written in bold Hangul. Inside, a black credit card. No limit visible. And a note in English. For Minho. Buy him the cookies. Buy him everything. JW, my hands shake as I tear the card in half. Except more boxes arrive the next day. And the next. Children's clothes in Minho's exact size. Educational toys. Books in both English and Korean. A top-of-the-line car seat. I donate everything to a children's shelter. On day 7, I come home to find my apartment door unlocked. Panic floods through me. I left Minho with Mrs. Park next door. Please let him still be there. Please. The apartment is exactly as I left it. Except for the man sitting at my second-hand kitchen table. Seo-yin, Ji-woo's younger sister. I recognize her from the news, socialite, fashion designer, known for her cutting wit and colder heart. You're a difficult woman to buy off, she says in flawless English, examining her manicured nails. Most would have kept the gifts. Get out of my home. This isn't a home. It's a closet with delusions. She stands, her designer dress probably costing more than my yearly rent. Let's talk plainly. You have something my brother wants. I'm prepared to offer you 10 million won to disappear. No. 20 million. Get out. Seo Yoon's expression hardens. You don't understand what you're dealing with. Ji-woo is obsessed. He's neglecting business, ignoring obligations, spending every waking moment trying to figure out how to insert himself into your life without scaring you away. She steps closer. That makes him weak. Weakness in our world gets people killed. That's not my problem. It will be when his enemies figure out he has a son. Her voice drops, vicious. You think you can protect that little boy? You can barely afford to feed him. The slap happens before I consciously decide to do it. Seo Yin's head snaps to the side. For 3 seconds, shocked silence. Then she laughs, sharp, ugly. Well, I see why he's fascinated. She touches her reddening cheek. You have fire. But fire gets you burned in our world, Naomi Clarke. She leaves. I lock the door, throw the deadbolt, wedge a chair under the handle. Then I collect Minho from Mrs. Park and hold him while he sleeps, wondering how long I can keep pretending we're safe. The answer comes at 2 a.m. when my phone rings. Unknown number. Don't hang up. Ji-woo's voice. Please. I should disconnect. Instead, how did you get this number? I've had it for 5 years. A pause. I called it once. After that night. You didn't answer. My breath catches. When? 3 days after you left. I was in the hospital. Gunshot wound. My phone was in evidence. He exhales slowly. By the time I got it back, the number was disconnected. I'd switched to a Korean carrier before leaving Seoul. The American number died. I looked for you, he continues, voice raw. Checked every culinary program, every restaurant in Atlanta. You'd vanished. I didn't want to be found. Why? The word cracks. Was I that terrible? You were perfect. That was the problem. I closed my eyes. I saw the news, Ji-woo. I know what you are. A criminal. A killer. Silence stretches. When he speaks again, his voice has gone flat, dead. Yes, I've killed men. I'll probably kill more. That's the world I inherited, the role I was born into. Another pause. But I would never, ever hurt my son. Not directly, but your enemies would. Which is why I need you to let me protect you both. By what? Putting us in some gilded cage? Surrounding us with armed guards? That's not a life. It's better than the alternative. His voice rises slightly, passion breaking through. Do you know how many people would pay millions to get leverage over me? Do you understand what they'd do if they knew about Minho? Then stay away from us. If you love him, stay away. I can't. The admission sounds torn from him. Naomi, I tried. For 7 days I tried to respect her wishes, and it's killing me. I have a son, a child, something good that came from my life. And he's out there unprotected, living in a neighborhood where the locks barely work, and you're working yourself to exhaustion. How do you know where we live? Guilty silence. You've been watching us. Protecting you. There's a difference. That's called stalking. That's called making sure my son doesn't get kidnapped by the Seo family to use against me. His composure cracks completely. You want me to stay away? Fine. But my men stay on you. 24-hour protection. Non-negotiable. You don't get to make that choice. I'm making it anyway. His voice drops. Hate me if you want, but I will keep you both safe. He hangs up. I don't sleep the rest of the night. At Minho's preschool pickup the next day, I noticed them immediately. The black sedan parked across the street. The man in a suit reading a newspaper on the bench. They're not even trying to hide. Mommy, why is that man looking at me? Minho asks. Because your father is a paranoid crime boss who thinks he owns us, I don't say. That evening, I march into the Kang Corporation building downtown. The receptionist takes one look at me and makes a call. 30 seconds later, I'm being escorted to the top floor. Ji-woo's office overlooks the Han River, all glass and steel and carefully controlled power. He's standing at the window when I enter, hands clasped behind his back. Send them away, I demand. The guards. All of them. He turns. No. You're scaring Minho. That lands. His expression fractures. I never want to scare him. Then stop acting like we're your property. You're not my property. He crosses to me. And God, he's still so beautiful it hurts. You're my responsibility. There's a difference. I didn't ask for this. You didn't ask to be the mother of my child either, but here we are. His hand lifts, almost touching my cheek before falling away. I missed everything. His birth. His first word. First steps. I don't even know what his favorite color is. Blue, I whisper. Like the ocean. Something raw crosses Ji-woo's face. Let me know him. Please. That's all I'm asking. And if I say no, then I'll respect that. His jaw tightens. But the protection stays. I won't risk him. I won't risk you. We're standing too close. I can smell his cologne. Same as 5 years ago, bringing back memories of hotel sheets and whispered confessions in the dark. This is insane, I breathe. I know. You're a criminal. I know. I should take Minho and run. You could try. His eyes hold mine. But I'd find you. I'd always find you. Because you're mine, Naomi Clarke. You were mine from the moment you told me my blood wasn't concerning. And he's mine because he's half you. My breath catches. That's. The office door slams open. Seo-yin storms in, face flushed with rage. You. She hisses at me. I told you to leave. And I told you to get out of my apartment. I don't back down. Seems we're both bad at following instructions. Ji-woo, this is ridiculous. She's nobody. A foreign chef with a bastard child. Ji-woo moves so fast I'd barely see it. One moment he's beside me. The next he is Seo-yin by the arm, his voice dropping to something arctic and deadly. Call my son a bastard again. See what happens. Seo-yin pales. Appa out. Now. She flees. The silence that follows vibrates with tension. Ji-woo releases a shaking breath. I'm sorry, he says. My sister is protective. In the worst ways. She offered me money to disappear. His eyes close. How much? Does it matter? I said no. Why? He turns to face me fully. You clearly need it. Why not? Take the money and run. Because Minho deserves to know his father. Even if his father is. I gesture vaguely at the office, the empire of crime it represents. A monster? I was going to say complicated. I meet his gaze. One supervised visit. 1 hour. You want to know your son? Prove you can be gentle. Hope transforms his face. When? Saturday. The park near my apartment. Noon. I'll be there. Ji-woo. He pauses. No guards. No suits. Just you. Just me. He agrees softly. I promise. Saturday arrives with autumn sunshine and my stomach in knots. Minho chatters excitedly as I dress him. I told him we're meeting a friend of Mommy's. Not the truth, but not quite a lie. Will he like me? Minho asks, tugging at his dinosaur t-shirt. Baby, anyone would be lucky to know you. We arrive at the park 15 minutes early. Ji-woo is already there, sitting on a bench, wearing jeans and a simple black sweater. No suit. No bodyguards visible, though I'm sure they're nearby. He stands when he sees us, and the vulnerability in his expression makes my chest ache. Hi, he says quietly. Minho hides behind my legs, suddenly shy. Minho, I coax, this is Ji-woo. Remember how we talked about him? My son peeks out, examining this tall stranger with solemn eyes. Are you really my daddy? Ji-woo's breath catches. He crouches down to Minho's level, careful not to overwhelm, not to crowd. Yes, I am. If that's okay with you. Minho considers this. Do you like dinosaurs? I don't know much about them. Could you teach me? That's the magic phrase. Minho launches into an enthusiastic explanation of the difference between velociraptors and Deinonychus. Ji-woo listens with complete attention, asking questions, letting Minho warm to him naturally. I watch this dangerous man sit cross-legged on the grass while my 4-year-old uses sticks to demonstrate hunting techniques, and something in my chest cracks open. An hour becomes 2, then 3. Minho climbs on the playground equipment, and Ji-woo follows, catching him at the bottom of the slide, pushing him on the swings with careful gentleness. Higher, Daddy. Higher. The first time Minho calls him that naturally, Ji-woo freezes mid-push. His eyes close briefly, expression crumpling before he gathers himself. How high? He asks, voice rough. To the sky. Watching them together, I realize my mistake. I thought I was protecting Minho by keeping them apart. But I was really protecting myself, from having to share my son, from having to trust this man, from the terrifying possibility that Ji-woo might actually be what he's promising to be. When Minho finally tires out, demanding snacks, Ji-woo produces a convenient store bag filled with pepero sticks, banana milk, and rice crackers. All of Minho's favorites. How did you know? I ask. I asked the owner of the store near your apartment what a 4-year-old boy bought most often. He looks almost embarrassed. I've been trying to learn everything I can. Minho munches happily, chocolate smeared on his cheek. Ji-woo reaches out instinctively to wipe it away, then stops, glancing at me for permission. I nod. He gently cleans Minho's face, his large hand so careful against my son's small cheek. I should take him home, I say eventually. It's almost dinner time. Can Daddy come? Minho asks innocently. We both freeze. Your mommy's apartment is her space, Ji-woo says carefully. I can't invite myself. It's okay, I hear myself say. He can come for dinner. The hope in Ji-woo's eyes is almost painful to witness. My apartment feels even smaller with him in it. He stands in the tiny kitchen while I cook the kalbi, looking utterly out of place and completely mesmerized by the domesticity. You cooked this that night, he says quietly, watching me stir-fry the chicken. At the hotel bar. You told me about this dish. You remember? I remember everything. His voice drops. The way you laughed. How you took your wine. That you were studying Korean fusion cuisine because you wanted to blend your heritage with something new. He pauses. I remember thinking I'd never met anyone so genuinely passionate about creating something beautiful. My hand's still on the spatula. I looked for you, he continues. For months. I thought maybe you decided I was too damaged. Too dangerous. It never occurred to me you might be pregnant. Would it have mattered? It would have changed everything. He moves closer, not touching but present. I would have left the family business. Moved to Atlanta. Whatever it took. You can't. Just leave the Kang family. For him, he glances toward the living room where Minho is playing. For you both? I'd find a way. Ji-woo, I know I don't deserve this. Any of this. But I'm asking anyway. He turns me gently to face him. Let me try. Let me be what you both need. I'll do it your way, at your pace. Just, don't shut me out. Your sister thinks I'm using you. My sister thinks everyone is using everyone. That's how she survives our world. His thumb brushes my cheek. You're nothing like her. You're kind and strong, and you built a whole human being without any help, and you're still standing. That's not weakness. That's incredible. Minho calls from the living room. Mommy, Daddy, come see my tower. The casual grouping of those words, Mommy, Daddy, like we're a unit, makes us both still. Go, I whisper. He worked hard on that tower. Dinner is chaotic in the best way. Minho chatters constantly, showing off his drawings, his toys, his books. Ji-woo soaks in every detail like a man memorizing scripture. When I put Minho to bed, he insists Ji-woo read the bedtime story. I watch from the doorway as this crime boss sits on the edge of the small bed, reading about hungry caterpillars with complete sincerity. Minho's eyes droop, then close. Daddy, he murmurs, half asleep. Yes. Will you come back tomorrow? Ji-woo's voice breaks. If your mommy says it's okay. Okay is good. Minho mumbles, already dreaming. In the living room afterward, Ji-woo stands at the window, shoulders tight. Thank you, he says quietly. For today? For letting me in. He needs you. I move beside him. I didn't want to admit it, but he's been asking about his father for months. Wondering why everyone else has daddies except him. And you? He turns to face me. What do you need? The question hangs between us, loaded with 5 years of what-ifs. Honestly, I don't know. This is terrifying. For me too. His hand finds mine, tentative. I've run operations across 3 countries. Negotiated with some of the most dangerous people alive. But the thought of disappointing that little boy in there, that terrifies me more than anything. Then don't disappoint him. And you? His voice drops. How do I not disappoint you? I study our joined hands, his scarred knuckles, my cooking-burned fingers. 2 damaged people who created something pure. Be honest. Be present. Be safe. I meet his eyes. And figure out how to give Minho a life that's not constantly looking over its shoulder. I'm working on that. He squeezes my hand. I've been restructuring. Moving toward legitimate business. It'll take time. You don't just walk away from my world. But I'm building an exit. For him. For all of us. His free hand cups my cheek. If you'll let there be an us. I should say no. Should protect my heart the way I tried to protect my son. Instead, I kiss him. It's nothing like that night 5 years ago. Less desperate, more certain. A beginning instead of an ending. When we break apart, Ji-woo rests his forehead against mine. I'm going to mess this up sometimes, he whispers. I don't know how to be a father. How to be what you both deserve. None of us know what we're doing. We figure it out together. Together. He tests the word. I like that. Over the next 3 months, we build something fragile and real. Ji-woo comes for dinner twice a week. Takes Minho to the park on Saturdays. Reads bedtime stories in his careful English, learning the rhythm of our small life. He doesn't push me. Doesn't demand more than I can give. Just shows up, consistently, proving through action that he means every promise. Slowly, I let him in. The threats come, inevitably. Rival families testing whether the rumors are true. Does Kang Ji-woo have a weakness now? His response is swift and absolute. Anyone who even looks at us wrong disappears from Seoul. Not killed. Ji-woo keeps that promise, but convinced to seek opportunities elsewhere. Permanently. Seo-yin takes longer to come around. But the day she arrives with expensive gifts from Minho and a stiff apology for me, I know we've turned a corner. He's different with you, she admits grudgingly. Softer. I didn't think he was capable of soft anymore. Everyone's capable of it. I say. They just need a reason. 6 months after the grocery store, Ji-woo proposes. Not with fanfare or drama. Just sitting on my apartment floor, Minho asleep on the couch between us after a movie marathon. When he says, "Marry me," I stare at him. What? Marry me. Make this official. Let me be your family legally, not just practically. He pulls out a simple ring, black pearl set in white gold. I know it's fast. I know we're still figuring this out. But I don't want to waste any more time. I want every day with you both. Ji-woo. You don't have to answer now. Think about it. But know that I love you. I've loved you since you called me badass in a hotel bar. I'm just finally brave enough to say it. I look at this man who's learned to braid our son's hair, who keeps emergency dinosaur bandages in his car, who reads parenting books like they're battle strategies. Yes, I whisper. His eyes widen. Yes. Yes, I'll marry you. Yes to official. Yes to family. Yes to all of it. He kisses me while our son sleeps between us, and it tastes like hope. We marry quietly 3 months later. Just us, Minho, and a handful of people we trust. I wear a simple white dress. Minho is our ring bearer, taking the job with utmost seriousness. When the officiant asks if I take this man, I look at Ji-woo, former crime boss, current father, forever changed man, and say yes without hesitation. Our life isn't perfect. Ji-woo still has business entanglements he's carefully untangling. We still have complicated family dynamics. Some nights I still wake up terrified this is all too good to be true. But Minho has 2 parents who love him fiercely. I have a partner who treats me like I'm precious. And Ji-woo has a family worth becoming a better man for. 1 year later, I open my own restaurant, small, intimate, serving Korean fusion cuisine. Ji-woo insisted on funding it, and after months of arguing, I let him. Consider it back child support, he said with a slight smile. Opening night, I'm a nervous wreck. But then I see them. Ji-woo at a corner table, Minho on his lap, both watching me with identical proud expressions. My family. It started with a question in a grocery store. Is that man my daddy? And the answer changed all of our lives. I'm not naive enough to think love fixes everything. Ji-woo's past still haunts us sometimes. But we're building something new. A family forged not from obligation, but from choice. That night, after the restaurant closes, Ji-woo carries a sleeping Minho to the car while I lock up. You did it, he says softly. Your dream. We did it, I correct. All 3 of us. Because that's what we've become. Not just 2 people who made a mistake that became a miracle, but a family who chose each other every single day. And that choice? That's the best decision I've ever made.